Good morning, students. Today we go for finishing our syllabus in operations management. That is, we are going to discuss the last unit, that is fifth unit. So, which is nothing but stores management. It's a very simple topic, combination of general activities, but more focus would be one of the mathematical tools, very important technique, which is nothing but inventory control methods. Before that, what is stores management? So generally stores means what? A particular place actually where you are keeping the goods. So goods in the sense that might be a raw material or is a half finished products or is a completely finished products which you are about to send to the market. Different types of goods are available. Understand? So under stores management, you are going to understand actually what is the level of the inventory which is available in the store, and what are the items should be ordered before that stock outs ends, is it? Because abruptly if any stock outs finishes, what happens, that impact would be there on the entire production cycle, because costlier machinery will come to standstill, workers are going to have without any work, more idle time will increase. Hence, appropriate way stores management is very essential in order to help to smooth flow of various operations, especially in the production area. Okay. Now let us see here what are the things we are going to discuss now. So here, what is a store? Store is a building where goods are kept. As you know very well, generally in general terms you call this one as a godown. If you really reads off late newspapers, you will understand that the government giving so many soaps, schemes, benefits to the unemployed youth to open what you call cold storages, because agriculture produce, when the farmers get their agriculture produce, in order to reach to the particular markets, to sell in the cities, what is required, they need to keep those vegetables in a order so that it can be used for further extended time. So then what is required? Appropriate store is required, cold storage. Like that, based upon the available material, separate stores are required. If explosive items are there, chemical items are there, the stores building is going to be altogether equipped with different tools. Liquid kind of things, if you need to store, different kinds of setups you need to set, is it? That's why stores are going to be different based upon the type of the item you are going to store. Then what in a storage, which is defined as the act of storing the goods. Then overall, what in a storage management, that is store management, which can be defined as to receive materials to protect them while in storage from damages and unauthorized removal, to issue the material in the right quantities at the right time to the right place, and to provide these service promptly and at least cost. See, various activities. So under stores management, the primemost thing is safeguarding the items. Let us suppose that if food items are there will be huge danger would be there from what you call invasion of rats, isn't it? And some other what you call bugs. Damage will happen to the stored food items. You have to be very careful. Okay. and some kind of thefts will also be taking place. So when you are operating stores management, proper security arrangements you need to arrange. And also whenever requirement is there, you have to be in a position to send that particular items without delay. What you call that appropriate management. Overall way, these are all called various operations under store management. Generally, these are the broad functions of stores management. So what are those? Identification of the items to be ordered and receiving the ordered items. Before that, go for quality inspection. And if explosive items are there, perishable items are there, like food items are highly perishable. So how to preserve, how to store in the particular area, and handling the material, regarding the issues and dispatch, inventory control, stock taking. That means whatever is available, before that you should have all the information, what you call that stock taking. So these are the some of the stores management functions. But amongst all these things, the very very important thing is inventory control. So regarding this, we have inventory control problems. We will discuss exclusively regarding this. Okay. Now, what do you mean inventory? An inventory is nothing but the amount of goods you kept in a godown for the future purpose. Generally, the inventory in the sense, first person we recall in our minds nothing but our mother only. She knows very well. Based on the number of the family members and upcoming festivals and other events, she is going to store the groceries in the kitchen, and she will be having complete detail what is available in the kitchen. If at all anything is required, immediately informing to the father, and anyhow to make set all the arrangements in the kitchen whenever requirement is there. What you call all these things? Inventory control. Same things in a larger extent, in the larger scale, if you perform, you call that one as the inventory control. Okay. Generally, when you are maintaining the inventory, you will be giving preferences based upon the item. Let us suppose that rice is there, jowar is there. These are the very very essential food items. You will give first priority to these things, like milk is there, egg is there, isn't it? Some other kinds of items are there. Let us suppose that bread is there, or else the sweets are there, confectionery items are there. You may not be giving the 100% priority, the next level priority you will give. Same a third kind of categories would be there. Very, very rarely you consume those kinds of items. So you will give third priority. So the items which are having more priority, you will be having more focus on that. After that, the focus shifts to the next level of items. And finally, the less focus would be there in third category of the items. So these are the skills when you are maintaining what you call goods in any godown, what you call that as stores management activities. Like that, if you think here, there are few techniques are there. What you call that selective inventory control. When a whole lot is there, different kinds of items are there, you can use any one of these methods. Here the importance will be based upon the percentage or else some other factors will be considered. Let us take ABC analysis. So what in ABC here? Always better control. The items will be put into these categories. Always type of items. Better, that means least important. And the next one is the control. Better to have the particular kind of items. This is one technique. So whichever items which falls under always category, you have to be more focused to maintain those items. Next, the focus shift to the second level and third level. Same way, one more important selective inventory control method is there, what you call it XYZ. Here items are segmented in X group, Y group and Z group like that. Like that, the next one is called VAID technique. Here V stands for vital, E stands for essential and D stands for desirable. Same way, one more technique is there, FSN, fast moving, slow moving, non-moving. So fast moving items always should be maintained in the godown. Slow moving items will be maintained after giving priority to the fast moving items. Like non-moving items are there. We need not to maintain the inventory of those non-moving items. Same SDE analysis is there, where it stands for scarce. Scarce means rarely available items. Petrol, diesel, these are all scarce items. Difficult and essential. So these are the three categories. The final one, what you call that, HML kind of category items. High, medium, low. These are important techniques not to maintain the inventory. Okay. Now, after discussing this, now we go for actually what is inventory planning and control. What is inventory planning? To have the right size of the quantity to be available for what you call further activities. It's called inventory planning and control. Then why you should learn the inventory? Because there are two reasons, isn't it? The first thing is, when should the order should be placed for wanted kind of items. That is the first thing you are going to understand inventory planning. The next one is how much should be ordered. These two are very, very important questions when you go for understanding the inventory. So when should be ordered means optimum time. How much should be ordered means economic order quantity, EOQ. So while using the inventory control methods next we are discussing, we are most of the time giving answer for these two questions. T naught, small letter T naught, TO means optimum time. EOQ or ELS, what is the one more name? Economic lot size or economic order quantity, given by Harris Wilson. Duo of two scientists developed this wonderful formula. Hence, what you call this Harris Wilson formula. So here, when you are discussing inventory control methods, you are going to give answers for two questions. When to order and how much to order. That's it. Okay. But while ordering or else while going for all these activities, you are going to take care of must and should these three costs, very, very important costs, because they only controls the entire expenditure of inventory planning. If you appropriately manage these three costs, that's it. Then inventory planning and control going to give effective results. Technically, you call these three costs as economic parameters. What is the first one? Storage cost or else a carrying cost. Costly items are there. How to store that? You need to deploy appropriate security measures, CC cameras. You need to fix up. You need to appoint security personnel, and within the room, the controlled temperature environment should be there. All these things, nothing but storage costs. So this storage cost is going to be more effective. Hence, what is the indication of storage cost? Number one cost, C1. So order of priority, if you consider, the first order is given to storage cost. Hence that cost you call as C1. Or else in some books they mention CS also. CS means storage cost. But we use C1, C2, C3 symbols. So after C1 cost, the next effective cost is what? Shortage cost. Stock out, technically called stock out. When need is there, nothing is available. Relatives are there, everybody sitting in the hall, but nothing is available in the kitchen. What happens? Family loses respect, isn't it? When a guest comes to home, we need to serve something. If nothing is available, means what? It's after all, respect of a family. Same if you take what you call industrial situation, the stock out means all the employees, all the missionaries, all XYZ things are going to have the idle time. It's a loss, isn't it? Not only that, goodwill the company is going to lose. Do you know Tata products? Everybody, if you ask a small kid also, what they give Tata means good company, ethical company. What do you call that? Goodwill. So, when stock out cost, storage cost arises, means there will be a danger to lose goodwill. So, the company need to be very, very careful. So, C2 cost. The next one is called ordering cost, or else a replenishment cost. So, suppose that a car industry is there manufacturing, how many tires are required for this month, for this 6 months, for this 1 year? What do you call that? Order. So then only what happens, a complete product is going to roll into the market. So in the order of the priority, if you concern, what is the ordering cost? C3. So when you go for understanding inventory planning, okay, you are going to first of all need to identify the problem, what is the C1 value, what is the C2 value, what is the C3 value. Then you identify, previously we discussed T0 and EOQ, economic order quantity. That's all, problem is over. Okay? But be careful, you have to be observant about the information, whatever is provided in the question. Understand? Now after discussing this, all this information, okay, I am providing in terms of written notes once you observe. Otherwise, I'll give that information by means of different ways, hard copy, soft copy, whatever may be. Okay, once you see this. So here completely mentioned what is inventory planning and control. Okay, and the costs have been given. Okay, carrying cost, stock out cost, replenishment cost. Okay. Now, after discussing various types of costs which influences the inventory, now we discuss about what are the various factors which influence the inventory control methods. The very first one is a demand. You know very well what do you mean demand? Demand is generally the amount of items or the number of items which are required per period, per unit of time. Based upon the demand only, all the production activities are going to be taken place. Okay. Now generally demand can be observed by the past records, but most of the times the demand estimation is going to be very, very difficult. Okay. Hence, based upon the demand only, the inventory control methods are divided into two segments. One is deterministic models and one more is non-deterministic models, or else uncertain models, or else probabilistic models. Okay. So how many types of inventory models are there? Two types. One is called deterministic, one more type are probabilistic models. We will discuss only deterministic models. So where we are discussing about the demand. Demand is nothing but the number of items which required for a particular period at any point of time. Okay. The next one is the lead time or else delivery time. What is that? Lead time or else delivery time. So lead time or the delivery time is nothing but the time gap between placing the order and actually receiving the order. Let us suppose if you place the order on Sunday, if you receive that order on, let us suppose that Tuesday. So what is the gap here? 2 days gap. Is it? So what you call that one as the lead time or the delivery time. Okay. The next one is the time horizon. The time period over which the inventory level will be controlled is called the time horizon. So that means mother knows very well the available rice or what you call available items can last for how many days, for how many months. Same way, a stores manager should have this time horizon. The available raw material is useful or can be useful for production operations for how many weeks, for how many months. So this information is very, very important for inventory control. The final one is called the buffer or safety stock. What is a buffer or safety stock? As you know very well, the demand is very much uncertain. Understand? Keeping in view unexpected situations in the future, some items are going to be stored when unexpected things arises to appropriate way utilize the conditions. Is it? So that stored items are known as the buffer stock. That means which actually saves most of the factors which otherwise negatively turns up the activities of what we call production operations. Isn't it? So you call this one as the buffer or else the safety stock. So these are the few very, very important factors which affects the inventory control. Okay. So after discussing the factors which affects the inventory, now we go for the various standard notations, okay, which we generally use when you go for what you called applying the inventory models, right? The first one is called Q, small q, okay. Small q is nothing but the lot size. Lot in the sense the number of items. You have to remember these symbols. And R, small r. The next one is the R. The R stands for the rate of demand, which will be given in the problem. The next one is K. K is nothing but the replenishment time. So within how many days the stock hold items are going to be replenished. The next one is the S, means level of inventory, size. So size in this means level of inventory, how much or what are the number of items available. Z is level of inventory at short items. Okay. The small t, very, very important notation. You call this one as the time interval between two consecutive replenishment. Like capital T, the time horizon. capital R, okay, total demand, and CQ, total cost per unit time, and Q, S naught, TO, which are nothing but the optimal values of quantity, size, and as well as the time. Okay. Now, after identifying various symbols and their meaning, okay, now we are going to identify the tree structure of the models. So, inventory control problems, isn't it? The inventory control problems are divided into two categories. One is deterministic model, just now I told you. The next one is probabilistic inventory models. So, what is the one more name? Probabilistic inventory models, stochastic models. Okay, uncertainty prevails. Again, under deterministic models, subcategory is there. So, what is the first subcategory here? So, here in the subcategory, no shortages are available. I mean to say, no shortages are allowed. That is under deterministic model, first category. The second category is what? Shortages are allowed. And the third one is called multiple type of item models. So 3, 3, 3. So how many models are there? 9 models are there. But here you need not to worry. If you understand under no shortages allowed model, 1A and 1B, that is enough for your syllabus. Only 2 models you need to understand. One is 1A, 1B. Okay. So what do you call this one as? The entire tree structure of the inventory models. Understand? Now we are going to discuss the first model. Under that, no shortages are allowed. That to first model. Okay. So this is called the second model. So what is the condition? Same assumptions, just like our first model. But here the demand varies. For first week, let us suppose 100 items have been used. In the second week, only 50 items. In the third week, 75 items. Like the demand variation would be there. When the demand variation is there, the triangle sizes are going to be differ. You see here, the time and inventory graph. Okay, you see, starting, that is R1 demand, more consumption R2, less consumption R3, again gap like Rn. So R1, R2, R3 dash dash Rn. So the sum of these becomes capital R. Okay. So there is a difference between the first model and this model, time and inventory graphs. See the triangles. Understand? There all the triangles are of same size, but here the triangle sizes are going to be differ. Now here what are the formulae? Let us see. Here EOQ, that is economic order size. What is that? Square root of 2C3R by C1 C2, capital R. Optimum cost. Okay, 2C1 C3 RT. But where is T naught, which is missing? because the demand has been varying. Hence, you can have only EOQ and as well as the optimum cost. Okay. This is the second model. Now we go for the third model. In the third model, what is the condition? So EOQ, finite replenishment. This model will finite rate of replenishment. So what do you know finite rate of replenishment? Only fixed amounts of replenishment of the items will be taking place. Hence, here the time and inventory graph is going to have two sides. Earlier only right angle triangles, here two sides. So first these many items are there, replenished up to here, again consumption started, again replenishment. Okay. Now what are the formulae? The formulae are going to be Harris-Wilson EOQ. So what is that? So 2C3R by 1 minus R by K C1 under square root. Same way optimum time T naught Q naught by R, or else one more relation square root of 2C3 1 minus R by K C1R, and finally the optimum cost half square root of 2C3R by 1 minus R by K C1 into K minus R by K into C1 plus 2C3R by under square root 2C3R 1 minus R by K C1. So you need to by heart this formula. Okay. So this ends your entire operations management syllabus. Thank you so much. Okay.